In another move by the United States government against Venezuela's Chavista regime, dictator Nicolas Maduro was banned from YouTube. Google's platform removed the Chavista leader's official channel, cutting off a major way he spread manipulated speeches and tried to legitimize a regime known for repression, censorship, and persecution. The measure was not an isolated one. It adds to the military siege led by the Southern Command, which for weeks has positioned warships, fighter jets, and thousands of soldiers around Venezuela. Operation Final Circle, authorized and monitored by Donald Trump, aims to suffocate the Chavista regime from all sides in an attempt to force a surrender before a direct invasion. The strategy involves naval blockades, constant aerial patrols, interdiction of logistical routes, and surveillance of strategic assets, such as the presidential helicopter and the bunker where Maduro usually hides. The pressure is mounting, and now with the digital ban, the siege takes on a new dimension. Welcome to Life in the Barracks. Nicolas Maduro used YouTube as a showcase to try to convince the world that his government is legitimate. But the platform decided to take action, aligning itself with the foreign policy of the United States, which considers the Chavista regime a threat to regional security. The decision was seen as a clear gesture of support for the American offensive, which seeks to destabilize the Chavista core without causing immediate collateral damage. Donald Trump's government has pressured technology companies to take a stand against authoritarian regimes. The banning of Maduro's account on YouTube is another sign that big tech companies are aligned with this policy. The removal of the channel weakens the dictator's ability to communicate and limits the reach of his propaganda.
To everyone, to all those who hear me, you have to get up at 8 in the morning and at 9 in the morning in the 24 states and in the capital of the Republic. The National Civil Protection Drill and the People's Preparation begins as part of the popular military police fusion for peace and life. Attention, governors of the country.
The digital blockade compounds economic sanctions and asset freezes. The Magnitsky Act, used by the United States government, allows for sanctioning foreign officials involved in corruption or human rights violations. Maduro and his inner circle have already been targeted by this legislation, with asset freezes and bans on entering the United States. Even Maduro's son, Nicolas Ernesto Maduro Guerra, had his assets frozen in 2019. As the pressure intensifies, the Venezuelan people continue to suffer from shortages, inflation, and repression. Operation Final Circle is not just military, it's a coordinated action that involves diplomacy, technology, intelligence, and economic pressure. Now, even digital space is a battlefield. Blocking Maduro's YouTube channel is symbolic and strategic. It shows the war against authoritarian regimes goes beyond the physical battlefield. Information has become a weapon, and when used precisely, it can destabilize even the most shielded leaders. Maduro lost one of his last ways to communicate with the world. Southern Command is increasing its Caribbean presence. Against torpedo boats, helicopter carriers, and nuclear submarines are positioned at strategic points. F-35 jets dominate the skies as MQ-9 Reaper drones patrol the borders. The base in Puerto Rico serves as a ground support point. Everything is ready for a surgical action if necessary. The elite of the United States Marines, the Marine Raiders, are already in the region. This troop is trained for quick infiltrations, silent neutralizations, and extractions in hostile areas. Their presence indicates that the siege could escalate into direct action. For now, the plan is to pressure Maduro from all sides.
Stay in the barracks.
Hackers and activists joined the digital war. The Anonymous Collective has released documents linking Maduro to narco-terrorist groups. Websites and profiles tied to the Chavista regime have been repeatedly removed. Pressure is coming from all sides: military, economic, digital, and now cyber.
Go ahead and fight in the streets. The oppressive system already feels threatened by your struggle. Let's move forward for a united Venezuela.
The $50 million reward for capturing Maduro remains active. Mercenaries, agents, and independents are still hunting. Each day, the dictator grows more isolated, surrounded, and with fewer options. Time is definitely against him. Although the Brazilian government has not taken an official position, there are signs of concern about instability on the northern border, and especially about the next steps of the American troops in the region. The Trump administration has already shown dissatisfaction with the current policy in Brazil, especially with a disregard for constitutional guarantees and due process of law. Removing the channel from YouTube also stops Maduro from earning money through monetization. Many authoritarian leaders use digital platforms to receive donations and international transfers. The blockade also cut off this funding source. The siege is real, organized, and leaves no room for error. Each action has a purpose, and the main one is to neutralize Maduro without provoking an open war. But if necessary, the Marine Raiders are ready to land. Here at Life in the Barracks, you stay up to date with everything happening in the military world. Leave your like, subscribe, and watch one of the videos appearing on your screen. Forward fighters, see you next time.